Hey, this is Sean Decker with Dread Central. We're here at the kickoff of the 21st Annual Screamfest Film Festival at the TCL Theaters here in the heart of Hollywood, California. The largest and longest running horror film festival in the U.S., Screamfest runs this year from October 12th to the 21st. And tonight's opening night movie is The Retaliators from producer Michael Lombardi and co-directors Bridget Smith and Samuel Gonzalez Jr. Before you head to the carpet, let's have a look at the film's trailer.
Ever heard of a GPS?
This road to the left is unlisted, but it looks like if we take it down a few miles...
What are you doing? I think we hit something. Erica?
Mr. Bishop, Detective Sawyer. Sarah was found with her hands zip tied to the steering wheel.
Tell me you have a lead or something.
I promise you, I will find who's responsible
Yeah,
for
I'm
this.
gonna look too. Job done and some.
That's not a good idea, Mr. Bishop.
I need to find out who did this to my daughter.
An opportunity I was once given. And I'm gonna offer you that same opportunity. I've got the guy, John. I tracked down surveillance tape at a gas station.
Dad?
Disappointed in you, John.
Where are you going, Daddy?
You don't need to worry about that, honey.
Out of anyone, I thought you'd appreciate my masterpiece.
Please let me stop.
You need to be sure. You can't turn back after crossing this line.
Yeah, so you wrote the closing song for The Retaliators. How was that?
Yeah, it was cool. Alan called me up and told me about it and sent me a little short thing, and me and James Michael got together and wrote the song. Came together really fast. I'm glad they liked it.
You got a new book coming out, yeah?
Yeah, first 21 on October 9th. It's about my first 21 years.
Oh, wow,
It's
okay.
pretty interesting, a discovery of music in the 70s and how that shaped me and eventually shaped my career. Well, thank you. Have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so
All right,
much.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, Sarah Nicklin. So you've got 3 films in Screamfest this year. What are they?
I play the grief counselor in The Retaliators, and then I'm the female lead in Angel City Horror, and I did a voiceover bit in Isolation.
Very, very, very cool. With Angel City Horror, certainly it's like a film noir. I've seen a pre-screener of it. It's actually very cool, and you play kind of a really interesting character. Do you want to talk to me about that? Kind of what informed your performance?
I got to play the villain in this role, which is pretty unusual for me. The character is kind of a cross between Nurse Ratched and Jessica Lange, which it was amazing to use her as a point of reference because I think she's a phenomenal actor. And so I tried to take a little bit of each of those and infuse it into my character.
Awesome, very cool. Well, enjoy your opening night.
Thank you.
Hey, we're here with co-director Sam Gonzalez Jr. of The Retaliators on the film's opening night.
What's up, man? How are you?
It's good to see you, man.
Good to be here.
Screamfest is kind of our home, right?
Exactly. I just came downstairs. You have your bunk next to me, so.
Yeah. So tell me about this pretty gritty horror thriller that you got yourself involved in. How did this project come to you, and what did you bring to it?
Man, I was in a point where I was making a few short films, and then I walked off of that festival wanting to get into a feature, and one of my good friends, Andy Palmer, who's the director of Funhouse Massacre and Camp Coldbrook, he was editing this picture, and they were looking for a director to, I guess they had just finished The Retaliators, so they laid it down and they went, oh my gosh, we have a really stellar drama, but there's no horror elements. We need some horror elements. We need style in there. What do we do?
Well, you're the guy to go to for the horror elements.
Well, that's what the editor said. He's like, I have just the guy. And right when I came to his house for a session to edit another short, he's like, I have a movie for you. So he introduced me to the producers, and the rest is going to be seen on the screen.
From that point to when you were shooting, how long was it?
That was That was an ordeal, but we started in March, 3 days before COVID hit. And then right when it hit, we like slid in because we're in the middle of Connecticut. There was no one around except us and the Ticks. So we're like, hey, let's just do it. Let's just make the movie. So we just fought through it. And then 3 months later, they brought us back to Las Vegas to do a bunch of pickups. And they wanted more gore, more blood, more violence. And I said, all right, let's do it in Vegas.
There's kind of a confluence of rock music and horror. I mean, it's long-standing within the genre, but it's definitely on display in this film. Did that kind of get you pumped?
Absolutely. Why it got me pumped is because when I was serving in Iraq, I was actually like listening to these guys when I was going out of the wire. These guys that are on the label, on the sound films, their music is like a part of my DNA. So the fact that I get to like direct them in the film and be a part of that and have their music be the core heartbeat of this movie, it was kind of a ride. It was a trip.
You had some really great cast on this film that you got to work with. Who kind of stood out to you?
Out of everyone that we worked with, I have to say Mark Menchaca from Ozarks and The Outsiders. That guy is incredible. His performance is unbelievable in everything he touches. He's just so real, and he's worked with incredible directors, and he still comes on set, and he never ran his trailer, never like was in the sidelines. He's always just kind of there asking questions, wanting to learn more. He was a part of it every step. It was pretty amazing.
That's awesome,
So
man.
I learned from him, we learned from each other. It's great.
Sounds like it was a great experience.
Great experience.
And again, congrats again for the opening tonight.
Thanks,
I'm
man.
so glad we're back to Screamfest.
So glad we're in
And
Screamfest.
I'll catch you at the after party.
This is a dream come true. It's so good to be here. Sean, I love you, brother. Thanks so much for everything.
You too, man. So we're here with Michael Lombardi, the star and producer of The Retaliators, on your film's opening night.
Yes, it's a thrill to be here. I always said the fact that we're accepted into Screamfest and accepted in this genre and having the opening night film is so special, man.
I just screened it a couple of nights ago in prep because I'm doing you guys Q&A this evening.
Yeah, I know. I'm so happy to hear that.
No, I'm
Thank
like,
you.
yeah, honored. It'll be fun. And I know, that original, the script, unfortunately, was inspired by some really tragic events before the Gear brothers brought it over to you. What was your positive response to that? Why did you want to get involved upon the initial reading?
Yeah, well, I think it's really important to say that it was inspired. It's not the exact story of what happened to the Gear brothers' little sister, actually. Her name is Jody Gear, and I say that because she wants her story told. And she's become an advocate, and she's very out front about the matters that happened and how she overcame them. So I think this story, it's an age-old tale, right? Revenge. It's as old as Shakespeare and love, or a saber-toothed tiger attacks a caveman and the family goes after him, right?
Right.
So I think that at its heart is what the film's about, and I think it's something we can all relate to almost on a daily basis.
I think there's a really great energy. The thing just kind of just moves with a momentum that you don't see in a lot of films these days. And certainly the rock score doesn't hurt that. So how is it putting that together with the score, or rather the soundtrack for this flick?
Yeah, I was just saying we really took a lot. Alan Kovac, the owner and founder of Better Noise Music, these are all his artists. He manages these guys, and they're also a label. So he handpicked all the songs, and then we had it was very delicate placing them within the film. I think they accentuate the emotion that's happening so much, and they drive the picture home. And I think what's also important to say is this is a nod to 80s, right? It's a wink to 80s films. And how great are all the soundtracks from those years, 80s and 90s, Lost Boys, The Crow, right? So that was something we really strive to do. And I think, I feel like, I'm not going to put myself in that league, but I feel like we accomplished something of our own here with the incredible music.
I think that's great. I mean, I'd love a return to the great soundtracks. We used to go buy them separately from the film back in the day, and we haven't seen that in a while.
We haven't, and I think the soundtrack is going to be killer, man.
Well, thanks so much, man. I'll see you inside.
Thank
and
you,
have
Sean.
a great night. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much, man.
Absolutely,
it's a pleasure.
brother. So, how's it going tonight?
Excellent. How are you?
I'm great.
Really excited, man.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations on the selection for the opening night. It's kind of a big deal. So I watched the film the other night. It is gritty and dark as fuck, and your music definitely serves it well. What was your experience in crafting this music for the film?
Actually, the song was crafted prior to the film, but Zoltan here, luckily enough, is a visionary. So when he took the video, and he actually, I'll let you talk more about that.
Well, obviously the song needed a somber, the movie needed a somber, dark song, and we have plenty of those. So so that was just a pick. Originally, the idea was that since the movie has some action scenes, we were gonna pick a harder, more of an action kind of song. But this one was just so dark. It just the visuals of the movie, and once we were involved, we kind of picked that one. Like, okay, this is like almost as if he wrote it as a soundtrack.
Yeah, it was almost made for the movie in some aspects. So it went organically. It was nice.
All right, great, guys. Well, thanks for talking to me. Have a great evening, and I'll see some of you up on stage later. I'm doing the Q&A.
Be well.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I was psyched for you guys to be back at Screamfest after kind of a year off. Back at the TCL in the heart of Hollywood. It's just not me. All right, maybe got the second row.
Oh, it's got it. It's got it.
Who was that? It's this guy.
Who's next?
No. Thanks so much for attending the opening night of Screamfest. The festival runs to the 21st, and I hope to see everybody here, hopefully night after night. We've got some great films coming up. Again, thanks to Rachel Kowalski, and have a safe night. Thanks for joining us. For more exclusive content on Screamfest, stay tuned to Dread Central. And for more info on Screamfest, check them out at Screamfest LA.